Hello all. Okay, in this video we're going to do a car review on the Honda Civic. Now it's a strange new car. We had a 4x4 pickup truck recently, which was traded in.
That was good.
And in exchange for that, we got the Honda Civic. And you got a good bargain there as well. So,
Sports version, isn't it?
1.6 diesel.
Honda
Sport.
Civic 1.6 ID Tech Sport.
Mad. And it's got to be a lot more power than the...
Mind you, for calling it sport, it's only got 120 horse, but it moves.
Yeah. And it's...
What the hell was that?
So we've got Gregor's cousin here, if you've seen the videos. Mr. Anonymous, he's also known as Mr. Liverpad, isn't it?
Solid.
So, I've got the cars parked alongside each other. You'll probably know by now that I've got the Skoda Octavia, and that's Mr. Anonymous testing out the floor structure here on the steel floored framed car park, and it does. The whole floor shakes. It does actually, yeah. I mean, this is just this deflection in the steel, because it's steel flexes. And he's certainly going for a gym lesson. I was at the gym and swimming earlier, by the way, and then here again.
I was in the pool.
So, your Honda.
Yeah.
So it's a diesel 1.6 Sport. I'm going to get some reviews around the outside. I'll show you what it looks like. I'll probably get a view, is it still there? I'll get a view inside, a view under the bonnet, and a view underneath. And I'll show some of the features in it as well. This, by the way, level 7, as Struan is making the Friday the 13th theme tune and sounds, because we did the Friday the 13th Jason Voorhees, we both played them.
You're continually turning the camera, I keep fucking walking around you like that.
It was level 7, but should have done it on level 13. So you can just see him down there hiding.
Where are you?
So he's just hiding down there. Oh, I just got out of focus. There we go. There is. So back to the car. I'll get you a nice view around it. So it's got the dark alloy wheels, disc brakes all round, I'll bet, being a 1.6, yeah, sports version there. Tinted glass on the rear. So it's, you can see out, but it's not so easy to see in. It's got the colour coded wing mirrors. Going round to the other side. It's a tidy looking car actually, but you know what really surprised me with this one is that the length of it. It's not far off the length of my car. I've got the Skoda Octavia, which is quite a long car. It's considered to be a big car, and the Honda Civic, just because of the shape of it, you wouldn't think that it was nearly the length of my car, which is more like a saloon looking car. It's got the rear overhang, and it's also got a front overhang on it as well. That's the characteristic traits, designs of the Skoda Octavia. So I've had it for years. So Struan's got this, but you can see it's a shorter overhang. It's not really got much of a rear overhang, which means it has got quite a long wheelbase. It has got quite a considerably long wheelbase for the shape of car. You can see that the rear wheel on his is actually further back than on mine. Now they're lined up perfectly at the front for terms of length. The wheels at the front are nearly in line, so you could clearly see that the wheelbase on Struan's Honda is really quite long. Now you can see that they're lined up lengthwise, which means it has got this long wheelbase in the centre. On the saloon, well, it's actually a hatchback, but it has got this look. Well, now that was to make it easier for you to in that gap. Now the reason I deliberate mistake by parking it out there is to give you enough room to get your door open to get out. And I thought, well, I'm going to park the car.
How fat are you fucking calling me?
I'm not exactly thin either.
Liverpool,
I could hardly speak.
I thought that's
Oh yeah, go and show them the length of the door. Oh, it's a big door. Oh, it's just making it in. So yeah.
But of course, nobody needs to have it that wide to get it.
Oh, but it's a big aperture. It was for the. Oh, you've nothing in here that you don't want to see. That's where I don't want to go and point the camera on there. But it's a lovely interior. I don't. It's fabric seats. The other.
If I remember rightly, the back doors open nearly 90 degrees.
Ah, right. There's a.
They should be quite wide.
I'll get another view in there. No, this is where the handle is. Has got the chair, isn't it? Ah, so it's they really do open. It's a very wide angled door, so that's another reason that this is well and parked well over. Because if it was parked in
You
here,
wouldn't have to have it that far out.
no, it does make it so much easier. Look how wide that is. Oh, yeah, look at the angle. It is nearly 90 degrees, as you can see when I put the camera above. So looking at the interior at the rear, I'll give the. Yeah, I've never even sat in the passenger seat yet. But what I'll do.
Yes, you have.
Oh, hang on. What's that? I don't want to stand on that. Thank you.
Liverpool,
Open the
we
door
have
for
got
me.
back in Liverpool. Okay, thank you, sir.
So,
We're getting closer.
the passenger seat is pushed far forward.
Go shut, sir, in Liverpool.
Ah, yes, please, chauffeur.
Now you're a VIP.
No, I'm a VIP. I feel
There's
special.
no way he's getting in
Very
that.
important. No chance.
Mine's yours.
This seat is right far
I'm a
forward.
skinny fucker from Liverpool.
You can go back a wee bit, mind you.
And got this light on as well.
That's why I started the car.
Yeah, I don't know what you've got in the back. So sitting in the back, the headroom is really good. There's all this room, so that's something that's. Good grief, that is as far forward as that seat will go. I mean, you've got yours right back, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just about, yeah.
It's all the way back.
All the way back. That's usually all I have.
Still a wee bit of leg room. The chair dent's in a bit. So.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So that would. Yeah, so. That's
Space there, isn't there?
Oh, so yeah, there's lots of headroom there. I've got a bit of light on. So yeah, so
Black headline, it's the first car I've had with that.
yeah. So this is quite nice actually. No, it needs a parcel shelf. That's just something that we're going to get at a later date from the. There's a wee bit of leather there as well. Oh no, isn't it? It's just the stitching. So that's the back. I'll show the front. I'll show the dashboard now. The back door opening so far out, so far wide, it makes it a bit easier. Now it's hard to show you this, but I've got a size 12 feet and it's difficult to get out normally, but because the door is opened so wide, it makes it easier to get in and out. So that's a view of the rear. Fuel, it's a diesel, so I'll have the fuel filler there. I think it will open with you've got the lever in there. Oh yeah, so it's remotely done from inside the driver's seat. It's diesel. Does it have AdBlue as well?
No.
No, it doesn't have AdBlue. Alright, and it's Yuli's. It's Yuli's
It's actually road tax as well.
free road tax as well. Well, that's good. So it's obviously within all the emissions for Yuli's. It's that ultra low emission zone to it's in. I don't like the ultra low emission zone, but it's what you need to. The car's got to go through it, otherwise it gets the charge of $12.50 per day otherwise. So there's a light demo. I suppose we'll do the horn. Give us a fright with the horn. Yes. Thought so. Horn works. I'll get the rear lights. I never got the rear lights. I don't think we've got tail lights. Actually, if you move forward, if you drive forward, I'll be able to get the. Yeah, there we go. That's better. So, rear light demo. That's the reversing lights, fog lights, rear fogs, rear fog. Oh, that flashes. Alright, that's just you put on and off. Okay, put the hazards on. Okay, brake lights. That's fine. That's good. So, do you want to go for a drive in the block? Or just round that level, and I'll get footage of it as moving. And I'll get footage inside of the passenger seat as well, which or do you want me to do that next? Or so he's cleaning it up for me. Nice one. So nice and far back. That seat is right forward, so I'll probably have to move it back a little bit to get it. Oh, good. So I'll show. Make sure I don't squash that. Now we're getting in. Oh, gosh, actually might need to move it back a bit. Are you getting crushed? I hope not. I hope not. I just have to move the seat back a bit. There we go. It's a little bit awkward otherwise. Right. It's certainly smaller than your truck. Remember the truck.
So it should be too.
Considerable bit smaller.
Still plenty of space though.
You know this for the car. That's
it looks small. I call it the TARDIS.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It looks small, but it's actually spacious.
Just thinking of the copyright music there. Just because they'd be giving us this right. Yeah, I'll quickly get through this. Right, so dashboards.
I've done up a light so it brightens up. There you go.
Put that. Oh, right, okay, so what we'll do is I'll turn that. So that's the dash. It's a lovely looking dashboard. That's your conventional speedometers. Yeah, if you could just film that bit for me. Seeing you're there at the front. Nice. And then it goes up to the, that's fine, that's good, I've got it now. And you've got an up display as well.
Technically it's not heads up display because it doesn't just appear like that. That is just the speedometer.
Just the speedometer.
But it is really cool.
Yeah.
And it's a lot further away than you'd think as well.
Yeah, no, it's because it's quite a lot of more room inside. It doesn't have the overhangs like my car, you know, the front rear overhang.
No, that's true.
Because this has got the wheelbase is quite long, but then it has a shorter bonnet, this one. But this gives you more interior space. The dashboard's actually quite, it feels like it's a bit sort of lower down. It's a different shape. It's quite a different shape, but the material's nice.
Yeah, it's actually softer than the older one. Yeah. It used to be more solid plastic, but they've added the softer materials there. And
it's quite hard.
Sort of beside your cushions, you got them still there, and your door panels are a bit softer.
Yeah, well, you've got enough headroom in that in there. You've got plenty of room.
Seats all the way down, mind you.
Yeah, and your bonnet catch, usual. Let's have a look at that.
It's down there, and then the fuel cap's just above it. Actually,
I could just get that in. There we go. Fuel cap release, bonnet release. 6-speed manual as well, which is same.
If I hold my clutch in, tell people how soft the gearbox is then.
Oh right, oh yeah, okay. So you've got the clutch inside. Yeah, it's quite
it's a very smooth gearbox.
Quite a precise feel, isn't it? Yeah.
That's why sport, yeah.
It'd be probably more of a close ratio. The reverse, is it push down or pull?
No, you just go all the way across and down.
Oh yeah.
There's the camera.
Reverse and sensors and camera as well, yeah. And of course it's in neutral.
I'll let my clutch.
So you light the clutch up now.
That's it.
So it's got the proper old school handbrake, it's what I like, a proper lever. Manual gearbox, and it's got the proper key, an ignition key as well, which is what I also like. A conventional car, it's not got all this electronic handbrake and keyless ignition. I prefer a good old fashioned handbrake where you actually mechanically feel it. 6-speed manual, proper keys for the ignition. Yeah. And one thing I have noticed though on this car, it's on the passenger side, the handbrake. It is kind of like there, eh?
I know what you mean. So often it's quite awkward. But
that's a bit
I found if there's passengers, I sometimes have to do this weird motion. At the end of the day, if I just go like that, move. People do move.
That's something that I have noticed. So the usual controls: air conditioning, heating, fan speed. Oh, sorry, turn that. That's probably better there, I think. So you've got all your chat plugs as well. And you've got the glove
I have got an HDMI in there. In the bit where you're looking, sorry.
Oh, in there, yeah. There's nothing in there. That's fine, it's nothing there. There's 2
buttons. Then an extra cigarette lighter and an HDMI port.
Yeah.
You can plug a console in and play it on that screen. Which is ridiculous, but so be it.
Nice, so it's got quite a few goodies in there. The glove compartments would be the usual. So there's paperwork there, I'm not going to show that, but it's a sort of standard glove compartment. I looked in there. Usual grill here, your electric windows, so that activate quite nicely.
The front two are automatic, the rear two are not.
Oh, no.
So the front one. Oh, the rear ones you have to press and hold.
No, there is a thing on my car I've noticed. To get the automatic, on mine, what I do is hold it, once it reaches the stop, hold it.
You're resetting that, yeah.
Yeah, on mine. Does it not do it on the rear on this?
No, they're just, the switches say auto on them.
Oh, I see.
One touch and the back two aren't, because they've got that one click instead of two click.
So it's actually designed. So you don't have the option. It's only going to be there for the.
To be fair, I really don't mind though. It's not a big thing.
A big deal, is it? No, that's fine. Yeah, so the usual.
It's got the airplane vents in it.
Oh yeah,
I like these.
Yeah. Oh aye, you get the extra. You've got the stand that's open all the time to keep this from misting up for your rear view. Your
There's
line
the
mirror.
speakers on the next to where the mirrors are. The old mirror adjusters would have been.
Yeah, it's automatic, isn't it? The joystick, is it for the mirrors and heated?
No, but they're here. What I'm saying is they are speakers.
Oh right.
But yeah, the mirror controls are here.
Yeah, heated.
And the window locks and power locks.
That's fine. So it's got a big interior light. So they're quite chunky then, aren't they? Yeah.
Good though.
Nice. And has it got the spotlights for the? No, yeah.
What, the rear?
The rear ones, sort of. Yeah. Lovely. Headrests will be the usual, I think.
And of course, yeah, they've got light ups.
Oh yeah, there we go. Light up headrests as well, which is nice. Yeah.
Jeez. And it's a manual mirror, but who cares? Because it's one less thing to break.
Yeah, for the rear view, so you don't get dirt. Well, you won't get dazzled. So if you're driving in the pitch dark, there's a car with the headlights or main beams or whatever side lights. To prevent you getting rear dazzle, you just flick that there. That's the old school way. So on mine, it's crystal. There's a button you switch it on that crystallises it.
And the Navara's the same with that.
Yeah, it's quite useful, but the old school way is just as effective. It gets rid of the dazzle. So the fan speed, that's just the usual for that. Just
quite good actually. I'll roll the window up. You can see how heavy the wind blows on this.
Yeah, let's go for that. Yeah.
So, it's quiet. It works really well. And if I face it towards us as well, so instead of being on the front, it should start blowing out this fence.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
And from memory, it does pick up a bit.
Oh, I can feel it.
Yeah.
It's
It's quite nice actually.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, you get a nice cool.
A lot quieter than the Navara.
Of course, the heat of the blower motor. That was quite. Done a video of that. So that's that. The stock controls are just the usual.
So the indicators appear up there though.
Oh, I've never seen. Go and put the.
I have got my left one on. You just can't see it. Further over. There you go.
Oh
and then
yeah.
the one on the right there. That's easy to see.
Yeah.
If I put the hazards on, they both appear obviously. So.
Yeah. And your wipers, front wipers, they're just the usual sort of brilliant. Yeah. Has it got the headlight sprays or?
No, thank God.
No.
Because it wastes the stuff.
Yeah. Well, mine's it's every fifth windscreen wipe. It's on the fifth one it squishes the headlights as well.
Plenty of entertainment. Like the screens, the one on the left changes. So right now I've got it on the fuel economy. It can go. Is this the one where it takes us out? Yeah. It can be blank like that. You can go through clock, radio, or fuel. Other screens you got menu, you can select the trip computer or vehicle information, speed alarm, speedo unit, customised settings in there, there's all that stuff.
Yeah, that's good though, plenty to
including my number one favourite thing, the door setup, so that only the driver's door unlocks when you click it once. You have to click it again for the rest to unlock.
You want to customise it, you've got quite a choice to customise it the way you like it.
Yeah, too right.
It's good.
Just control. Press the button that says main on it.
Oh yeah.
And the button will appear up there, see where it says lim?
Yes.
And if you press lim again, it changes to cruise control.
Oh, I've got that now, yeah.
And then you can obviously, if I change it to
what is that stand for? Limiter.
You can change it like that. I like the fact that all the numbers are slightly slanted.
Yeah.
I like that.
It's like, reminds me of the kit car on the 980 series Knight Rider. You probably remember it, David Hasselhoff.
I think
kit car,
seen things
similar,
like that.
futuristic lookable. It's certainly the present now, but back then it would have been futuristic for the masses anyway, for the normal everyday
market. Information. That MPGs will have gone right down from sitting idling.
Yeah.
But at the minute, see like 16 odds, but the history of it it gets over 50, or did. They got 51 odd miles to gallon.
So diesel 1.6 turbo, isn't it?
It would be.
Yeah, most of them are.
When I
these
was
days.
driving it on the motorway, I was getting up to 56, 57 actually.
Yeah, that's quite economical. Yeah, that's good. That's what you want in this day and
50
age.
litre fuel tank as well, so.
50 litre. All right, yeah, that's not bad. Mine's I think it's 50. Well, 55 is 12 gallons, so 50 will be about 11 gallons. 4.54 litres in a gallon. So it's about 11, because you get quite a good economy for a tank of fuel.
That's aerodynamic. Honda sort of manufactured.
Yeah, this is the shape of it. Yeah.
That's why it's all sweeping sort of shape.
Yeah, that's
designed
sort
it
of
to be
wind
aerodynamic.
turbine. Well, wind
Tunnel.
flow through the wind turbine. Yeah. Right, going to go around that floor there, just around the car park, and I'm going to get footage of the sound of the car. Just get that for you now. Seatbelt display as well. To tell you was
Just press the button to get rid of it.
so we're just going with the car, but just so you can hear it, and then we'll get footage of it from the outside as well as we go around. So it's just for a wee spin around the car park just to let you hear what it sounds like. I've left my door unlocked. Oh no, that's okay. Yeah, we're just going in there. It was just that feeling of leaving my car park there. I was thinking, oh, I've left the window. You got in? You'll be going in again, obviously. Never really did the footage of there. So yeah, it's really quiet for a diesel. It's smooth. Nice smooth car. What's it like in the back there? Oh, he's just sleeping. Mr. Newcastle.
Liverpool!
Mr. Liverpool. Oh my God.
You're sick.
Oh. So it'll be usual power steering, adjustable steering as well, no doubt. Adjustable rack and steering.
Roughly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Reverse sensors going?
Yeah. If you park it lengthways, so I could get well, actually, you're going to go around again. I'll get footage as you're driving around and get footage of the
I'll just
car.
get the rear parking sensor.
Oh.
Should. Oh,
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the rear parking
They're up
sensor.
there as well. They're back there and there.
Yeah, so you get that display.
So
And
how
the
sensitive is that?
Yeah,
I'll wait until
the
they go
test.
red if I can and see how far I've got.
Faith in it, right to the barrier. Where you don't go through it and drop down 7 flights.
I should just go solid, shouldn't I?
That's
There you go. So if you want to hop out now
Yep.
before we do
See, I actually got to on the right, so I'll get myself up. Oh, getting out's always a chore. Right, so let's see how close it got to the back. Probably about two thirds of a foot. There's always a safety margin for the things. It always gives you a bit of, because if you're, if you're the sense of it, you might roll. So you always give that margin of error, like. So, yeah, if you go around and then I'll just film the car from the front and the sides, and I'll get, if you do a couple of laps, I'll get the other side as well. Yeah, you can't even see in there. It's dazzling. Tinted glass. So here we go. There it goes. Zoom in a bit now. Other side. Test your brakes out there and waking up keen as well. Brakes work, yes. Yeah, that would be nice. So now the car's parked lengthways, I can now get footage of the under the bonnet, and I'll show them the boot as well. Do the boot first, I think, and then do the most interesting bit for later. Then I'll put the camera underneath as well, show you footage underneath. So I'm going to show you in the boot size. Then I'll show you under the bonnet, the engine. Bonnet first then, yeah. Okay, I spent a bit of time at the bonnet, so I just didn't want to forget about doing the boot. But it's the Honda engine, so I'll make a nice picture of that as well. So I'll start. So, Earth Dreams. I've seen that before.
CRV.
So that's the Honda CRV, that's right. You had the Honda before, and I done a video on that CRV. That's why I recognised it. Yeah, we got back to Hondas again. So the coolant fan, the ignition's off, isn't it?
Yeah.
The coolant fan's still running. So it's probably just for an overrun to keep the water pump will probably still be running, so that it keeps coolant through the turbo while the engine's off. It's an overrun, mine's the same, but the coolant fan's still
Somewhere between that and the DPF.
Oh yeah, the DPF, that's right, diesel particularly. So you've got to be particularly careful when there's a motor running, because you don't want to get any clothing or any coat. Yeah. So your brake fluid master cylinder, it's an expansion tag. It's from a hamburger at McDonald's, one of that, I've read this one. Is that active engine mounts or just standard hydraulic engine mounts? It's like a wee tie bar or something just to limit the movement on the top half of the engine. Sometimes got hydraulic engine mounts that activate when the engine's under load, because there's a recoil in the engine when you put heavy. Once it torques up, the engine goes back because of the recoil. Some cars have hydraulic engine mounts that activate to limit the amount of movement the engine does, like when you're changing gear and stuff, it's under torque. So, ABS module, screen wash, reservoir, radiator coolant. That'll be the braking clutch, isn't it? Yeah.
It's off the brake fluid as well. I don't know.
Oh, right.
It's almost maybe a attachment off to lift the clutch.
So-
Well, I could be wrong again.
So it's the hydraulic fluid anyway. So you've got obviously your main 4-cylinder engine, 1.6 diesel. The turbo will be somewhere. Oh, there it is. There we go, there's a turbo. So, air intake. The air will come in from some trunking, wherever the trunking is. I presume this is the air filter. Where does the air actually come in now? Well that'll be right. So the air will get sucked in, because it must correspond somewhere with the bonnet then. Is it maybe a scoop or something there?
Either that has been reinstalled.
Anyway, the air somehow ends up in here, it gets filtered out in the air filter, then it gets sucked in via the turbocharger, which is the inlet side of the turbocharger. That will compress the air. From the turbocharger it will come out and into the intercooler via that pipe, and the intercooler will be bloody like these fans. That will then cool the air that's been compressed by the turbocharger. Then it will go into the inlet manifold, which will be on the other side of the back of the engine. So the exhaust drives the turbo, the exhaust gases come out the engine. That's the hot side, the exhaust side of the turbocharger. So there's a compressor on there that gets spun round with exhaust gases as the exhaust comes out. It turns the shaft, and on the other end of the shaft you've got the propeller here for the inlet. That's what compresses the air that's come through the intake air from the filter, and then down through the pipe into the intercooler. And I get a feeling you've got to take that horn. I just get a feeling you're going to hear that horn going off and you're going to get a flight. So the air goes into the engine. That's quieter. The fans are off. So the thermostat's probably will be ECU anyway, so the overrun for the water pump cools the turbocharger when it's switched off, and the cooling fans are got the signal probably from the thermostat or something. But anyway, it's a DPF filter. in there as well, being a diesel engine. It's got all that stuff. Unlike the petrol, I've got a petrol 1.8 turbo petrol, so I don't need to concern myself with the DPF, diesel particulate filter, which I think is that. Maybe the oxy sensor. So all this will go to the wiring harness and into the engine's ECU, which is the brains of it. The transmission, now, the gearbox will be on this side, on the passenger side. I can't really show much of it because it's buried. It's really just buried under all this stuff. You've got the battery here. That'll be the main fuse box, or is it the ECU, or relays? I reckon that'll be maybe the ECU there, and that'll be relays or fuses. It won't be like that if it's easy, because that will come off to get access to it. The ECU will be sealed in a protective casing. So it's not easy to see all the parts in this engine. I think because it's just, well, it's very compact. Everything's so compact. There is not an awful lot of room. You've got all this here, which buries a lot of the front of the car, right? About half of the front of it is plasticed over. It's all plasticized. It's all plastic. So it's all behind there, and it's not going to give you much room to access the engine bay. I mean, you've only really got that space there, so everything's crammed in. It's that's not you this time, that's someone else tooting their horn. Right, so the alternator, yes, it certainly works. Don't want to drop my phone, mind. Get a fright. Yeah, I mean, definitely confirmed it works. The horn definitely works. Oh, coolant hoses perhaps. So the radiator, you've got your air conditioning condenser, which will be, and all this coolant part which is under there. So it's not the easiest bonnet to look under as far as seeing where everything is. It's rather cramped, and also we've got a plastic under tray as well, which encases everything. So I can't really see clearly what's going on here because it's very, very compacted. I've only just been able to show you roughly what's under there. Like I say, the cars these days are all designed to get as many components in as possible in a given space. It's all computer aided design. The computer will decide how to utilise all the space in there. There's limited space, so they cram all the mods and stuff in, all the hi-fis, all the wire and all the airbag safety stuff, all the luxury stuff, all the emissions controls, all of the gubbins, all the ABS modules, power steering motor. They've got to find space to cram everything in a very, very tight space. So a computer aided design will use a computer to utilise everything, utilise every last inch. But when it comes to, well, I'm not a mechanic, but they've got the techniques. But I mean, where do you start? You know what I mean? It's all, and even some modern cars now, the new ones these days, are all plasticised. They've got plastic everywhere, so you wouldn't even see that. It'll just be a bit of plastic covering it all. But there's a big thick hose here. I wonder what that is. Yeah, there's this big hydraulic thick hose. Oh no, that's air conditioner. That'll be for the. I'm just looking at that'll be insulation for the compressor for the air conditioning, the aircon, which will be driven off the auxiliary belt. You might just see that down there. That's the crankshaft pulley which drives all these auxiliaries via the belt. The air conditioning compressor will be driven on, will be one of the pulleys anyway. This ribbed belt will go around idler pulleys to keep tension on the belt and to guide the belt. But it's driven off the bottom crankshaft pulley which drives the alternator, which is just responsible for charging up keeping your battery charged. And the compressor underneath it to make the air conditioning compressor work, which circulates the gas that goes through, it expands. And how does it work again? There's low pressure and high pressure. The condenser condenses it, then it gets goes through the system, pumped through the system via the compressor, and it goes through an expansion valve. That's a bit like an aerosol. When you spray yourself with an aerosol, like deodorant spray, you feel cold. Well, that's the evaporation, the principles of evaporation that makes you feel cold. Well, it takes the heat out of the body. So an air conditioner works. It takes the heat out of the evaporator under there's a evaporator in next to the heating matrix. So the air gets the heat taken out of it through the evaporation process. It goes through the compressor, then it condenses again back into the liquid through the condenser at the front. So it's the principles of an air conditioner. I'm not a mechanic, so don't quote me. But that's just my understanding of it. I'm not a mechanic, so as I say, it's just entertainment. That's just my understanding of roughly trying to explain how an air conditioner works. But that big thick pipe there is part of the air conditioning. So there's a bit of sound insulation there as well. Just the noise and that. I can show you in comparison. You can see, like, if I show you under my bonnet, you can see just there's a bit more room under mine, but you can see just how cramped that is. Just as a comparison, I've opened up the bonnet of my car and I'll show you. So you could tell, right? You can see right away just how much more room there is to see what's going on. When I first got this car, I thought that was tight. It is actually quite compacted, but you can see there's a considerable more aperture. There's more room basically to see the principles of what's going on. You've got the engine gearbox, the transmission gearbox is buried under all that, like. But when you compare it to this, right? So you can see there's only that room there. Oh, this is like plastic, but on this is more the traditional old-fashioned way, which is what I like actually. You get the front panel metal bit, and you've got all that space, and a smaller bit. But there's a big overhang on my car, and a big rear overhang. So when I go over like uneven ground, it does tend to ground a little bit. Whereas on the Honda, it's got a shorter overhang, especially in the rear, which is, you won't have the grounding problem. But as a result of a shorter overhang, the bonnet's shorter, which means this is smaller space. It's a smaller aperture, and it's, you know, when you compare it, so you could the design, the difference. But this Honda. Anyway, I'm going to move on from the bonnet, and I'm going to show what the hatchback, what it's like in your boot, and show the viewers. I'll put the bonnet there on mine, and then I'll get footage at the back of the boot, and then I'll get footage underneath. That's a bit of dreading. Hands and knees, camera. I've done any of the selfie stick, so I'm going to do my hands and knees and put the camera under, because I want to see what's under there, and I'll share the Struan wants to as well, and I want to share it with you also to show you what it looks like underneath. So I'll show you the boot next. So opening up. Oh, there is a letter there. Let's show you that. Right, now the boot is actually quite spacious, actually, considering. Now it was just conventional to open. It wasn't any automatic boot, because some cars have automatic tailgates that open. Just press a button and it opens. Well, it's just like my car. It's the old school way. There is an electric thing you press here. That just, all that does is release the lock. So you just basically doing that. In fact, I'll show you. So that's a shut. Open. You just, all you're doing is put your hand there. That just releases the catch, so you can open the hatchback. But that's all there is as far as electrics. So I'll probably have a spare wheel or a space saver. So you've got a fair size boot. So in the back, this is a compressor. So there's this, it hasn't got a spare wheel. It's not got a spare wheel well neither, but you could probably put a space saver wheel in there. And you've got this probably emergency tyre weld or something, just to get you back to a garage so you can get it fixed if you get a puncture. And a compressor, put air in it. So if you get a puncture, you put the emergency tyre weld in, and that just gets you enough time to put the air in the compressor that works off a 12 volt ply, and that'll put air in your tyre. But it's only just to get you to a tyre place, that's all. You can't run it a bit like that for indefinite. It's just an emergency. So that's the tailgate. It's fair size. As I say, we're going to get, it needs to get a partial shelf, a rear partial shelf, but that's could be done at some point in due course. So it's quite nice. Oh, I'll give you the badging. Part though. This is going to show my age. Hands and knees and camera underneath. I'm going to make it easier. I'm going to get something to put on the ground to kneel on. Got an old, well, that picnic tartan cloth that I've got. I've done a video on that actually getting washed when I've done the outdoor washing machine videos. I'm not going to use the cushion in there because I keep it clean. The picnic thing I could use. So I can kneel on that. Because kneeling on a concrete ground is no fun, I can assure you. So let's go and see what's underneath the Honda Civic. Oh, I get to know what mark it is as well. So, it's a Mark 9 Honda Civic. Mark 9. It's a popular car. It's been around for a while. I think it came out originally in the 80s or even the late 70s. I'll have to do my research into that, but Mark 9. Oh god. Oh, I get too old for this shit. Right. So, because I didn't bring my selfie stick, what I could have done with it, I can't really see what's under there very well, so I'm going to just use the camera to see what I'm filming, because I cannot get my head down into that. There is a lot of plastic by the looks of it on the underside. Try to get the exhaust. Can't even find that. Time I could have done with my selfie stick. Actually, you know what? I think I found the exhaust. It's on this side. This is very unusual. Ah, the exhaust's on the off side. Did you know that? I didn't know that. Did you know the exhaust's actually on your off side? The exhaust runs, the silencer is right under your seat. Ah, right in the corner. That's unusual. Normally these things are in the centre trunking. Has this got a centre trunk in it? I bet it doesn't it? You know the transmission tunnel. Normally there's a transmission tunnel. And that's normally where the exhaust runs through. But on this, it's on the underneath the offside. The silencer is underneath the driver's seat. That's unusual. I've never seen that before. So I'm going to get some more of that for you. Yeah. So that's where it is, after all. I'll show you this once now it stretches right the way back. God, it's so bloody awkward to do this. I'm trying to get the suspension as well, but can't wait to see this when I'm sitting in the house with a comfortable chair. I wonder where the fuel tank is as well then. Right, so that's that side. Oh god. So I'm going to go to the other side, passenger side. And no, I'll tell you what, I'm going to have a look under the front and I'll just work my way around anti-clockwise. So have a look under the front, under the engine, basically. Oh dear. Right. Blimmin' heck, this is very awkward indeed. I really could have done with my selfie stick, because I've got to put that on there. Now, here's the suspension. Try to get the... Oh, so much plastic. It's hiding everything. There's just so much... I bet that's upside down. No, it's not. I thought I was filming the thing up. It's auto rotate, you see, so... If I move the camera wrong, it'll come through on me.
That's what you could do with a pit. Can't really get that in there anymore. Just gonna have to do. See, you might have to get past the under the passenger side, see what it's like under there. Right, so under the passenger side, again, that's actually like a felt. It's a felt kind of covering. So it's not plastic, it's actually felt. Sound deadening. Reduces a lot of the noise. Insulation as well to a degree. But I think most of it's to get rid of the road sound, deaden the sound. I know there's water dripping. So that's maybe as best you could get as far as the drive shafts are concerned and suspension. Can't really get it in anymore. Trust me, this is not easy. I'm not getting right in. It's quite a squeeze. So what I'll do now is I'll go and get footage of the rear underneath the back. So next, put that in the wash again. Filthy. I always wear my good clothes when I do this, it's typical of me. So I think that's petrol tank. No, it's not. It's a diesel tank. It'll be further in, I guess. But there's a bit of the rear coil spring on the rear wheel suspension. That's the rear offside. You can see the shock absorber. That's that strut. See there with the white label in it. We've got brake lines. That's the flexible brake hose. That pipe going to the inner wheel. That's the rear silencer, so it kind of like runs widthways. The exhaust takes. So that's the only way to fit the exhaust. I have to do it that way. So the routing they've got available, so they just route it that way. It's the only way it'll fit. So that's how they run it. I think that'll do. See if we can see what's behind the front wheel. When your wheel's full lock, I can get a view behind the. So there's a view of the actual suspension. That's the front driver's side. McPherson strut suspension on the front. It is McPherson strut. It's coilover spring. On the passenger side wheel, at the back of that. Don't turn your wheel up the hand there. Right, I think that's probably enough for now. I didn't realise the time, it's like 25 past 1 in the morning. So that's probably covered quite a considerable bit. Out for the time. So closing the bonnet. Pretty much conclude the video. So it's a nice, tidy enough car. I don't think I've missed anything. Well, I mean, only just very generally. I've covered all round the outside, covered the inside, in the boot, under the bonnet, and underneath the car. And I've got footage of it going in the car round a couple of levels of the car park. Got external footage of the car going round a couple of levels of the car park, and it's pretty much it. So I'll round off the video. I'll just say what Struan thinks of his new car. So what do you
So, what do you think of your new car then?
I like it, I'm happy with it.
Yeah,
It's got a bit of movement about it, rather than being slow as fuck.
Yeah, and turbo was the reason the other one was slow, but this has got a lot more performance on it, so
It does, yeah. Keep it
it's
fun.
a lot better. Okay, so I'm going to round off the video. So I've pretty much done what I can as far as the new Honda 1.6 diesel is concerned. These are when I get home, and that's it. So if you see what else I put up on my channel, and thanks for watching. Catch you later on. Catch you later on. Liverpool. Right, see you later. Catch. So there she goes. The Honda Civic 1.6 diesel Sport Mark 9.